and gentlemen. Today I will be reviewing Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is an action-adventure film directed by Joseph Kosinski, very well known for his films Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and Only the Brave. Top Gun Maverick, I went to see this film in theaters recently because, of course, I saw the original Top Gun, so I wanted to, watch the new one that was going to come out, I didn't review the old one, not to review the one that's coming up, so here we are. And for a surprise, a big one, this film, not only is it amazing, it beats the original by every standards. That is something I didn't expect. Especially when a film is like 25, 26 years. For that to not only beat the original, but do it even better, it's extraordinary in my personal opinion. Of course, the director, Joseph Kosinski, he's known for his films, like I said, the Tron Legacy, which is also a film that some say is better than the original, and Oblivion, which is a very underrated sci-fi film. But he killed it. He directed it very well. Let's just start off with the performances. We got Tom Cruise again returning as Maverick, this time older, and he is set to train these new guys for a mission that is very hard and can very much end up with a lot of deaths. And this film, Tom Cruise, he had an extraordinary performance. Definitely better than what he did in Top Gun, which I said it in my review that he did a good job, nothing amazing when it came to his performances. This one, he said, okay, you like me in Top Gun, let me just one-up it and give you a better performance because he's like that. And just, Tom Cruise is awesome. He does all his stunts. So when you see scenes in the movie, you're like, yeah, I'm not surprised if he did that in real life. I'm not surprised he actually got in that freaking jet and started doing them spins and shit. I wouldn't count him off it. But yeah, man, Tom Cruise, man, he really brought it. And it's not, like I said, these films that take 20 years later, they try to go for the old young guys and stuff like that. They didn't do that. Surprisingly, they didn't do that. They did introduce some of the younger, characters, which are good. All around, I think the younger characters, the characters that really didn't have much of their own story and stuff like that, they were good. I felt they were written much better than the ones from the original, and I felt like they had, you can remember them mostly in this one. And the other one, you really can't remember who the is who, in my personal opinion. But like in this one, you're like, okay, every character has some kind of good writing, and you're like, okay, cool, I know these guys. But they're not main characters, they're just the side characters that are there. But they're done way better than what they were done in the original. But yeah, like I said, Tom Cruise freaking destroyed it. He did a fantastic job. Miles Teller, which is, spoilers, I don't want to spoil anything, but you can definitely tell by the trailer that he plays Goose's son. And it's like, yeah, Miles Teller. I always loved Miles Teller. I think he's very underrated in my personal opinion. I mean, Whiplash is like one of the greatest films of modern time in my personal opinion. But Miles Teller, he did such a great job. I thought his chemistry with Cruise was great. You can tell there's some conflict between them two. And I thought performance-wise, Miles Teller did a very top-notch performance. And by the end, you're like, yeah, good job. But yeah, down to the performances, everybody did a great job. Jennifer Connelly, I mean, who doesn't love her? Let's be honest, who doesn't love Jennifer Connelly? She plays the love interest, and funny enough, even better than the original. Yes, yeah, the love interest part is still like the part, but that's what I enjoyed about this movie. It's like it doesn't shy away from that 80s stuff, where yeah, there is the love interest. Yeah, it does have that 80s, that stuff, and I thought they did it in a very great way. And they showed love to the original, which was awesome. When I saw it in theaters, I was like, they did it! Yeah! I was so happy. I was getting goosebumps all over my hands. I was like, yeah, that's awesome that they actually, did that. And I'm glad they didn't okay, they liked in the original, let's do it again. And I was like, oh shit. When I started hearing the music though, it was just so cool. I was like, goosebumps, like, oh, that's so good. But yeah, all the performances were really good. John Hamm was in it too, as a sergeant. John Hamm, great actor, always done great films. He's good, nothing memorable, but he was great. What's his name? Ed Helms. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. Probably butchered it, but he's great. The guy, he's like one of the other sergeants or like the girl guy. He's the head, and he looks badass. He's always looked great in those kind of films, man. He looks the part when it comes to that part. of roles that he usually does in his films. But I thought all around the film was just so good. Directed just beautifully. Tony Scott did a great job in the directing in the first film. I thought Joseph Kosinski did it better. He's a great director. He has solidified himself as like, yeah, he's here and he's here to stay. And I'm looking forward to what he does in his next film, Spiderhead. But yeah, he's such a great director. I thought some shots were beautiful, the color, the sun, and all that stuff. It just looks great. You know, as a film guy, as a person that loves film to its purest, seeing specific scenes, it really looks great. The writing, the dialogue, again, way better than the original. No, I mean, there is some cheesy stuff, but like, you can tell it's there because it's meant to be. Like I said, it gives love to the original film. It gives love to how 80s films were, and I thought that was great, and I loved it. I thought it was done well, and you understand, yeah, the cheesy dialogue in some scenes, but still, it's done way better than the original, and it's written very much better, so it's like, I can't complain at all. The music score, though, was really good. They brought back Harold for some of the theme songs in the film. I don't know if he did the most of the score of the film, but I thought, like, and when you can tell some of the Harold's part, and I thought it was great. Hans Zimmer, though, come on. Greatest composer ever, in my personal opinion. Hans Zimmer, when it comes to the modern day composer, he is the best. I mean, of course, John Williams is the greatest composer of all time, and Ennio Morricone was one of the greatest composers of all time. But Hans Zimmer, though, he is, as a modern composer, he kills it in every film that he does. And I thought, as his composing, I think this is one of his best in a very long time. I mean, I can't say that because Dune was just a fucking one of his bests. But, you know, in a film that's Hans Zimmerism, I love it. I love the music. I thought, especially when scenes are dramatic, I thought it hit me better with the music. The cinematography and scenes are just beautiful. It's jet flying, though. The jet flying is so realistic. It feels like you're in the cockpit, and you feel like you're in the fight. You're in the fight or flight, and you're going crazy. And I thought that was amazing. It's up there as best fighter flight movies. I mean, Dunkirk definitely one of the best, but I thought this film is just amazing when it comes to the aviation, the jets, and it's so realistic because it's real. I think most of the jet flying is very much realistic, and I think most of the film, I don't know if it is, I hope, but if it is CGI, I hope it looks so good, but I think most of it's practical. I know damn well all of that jet flying. I know the jet flying is practical and stuff, but yeah, the jet flying was just so good. I thought it was so cool and so fun to see the jet flying in the film. I thought that was just awesome. And all around, just everything about the jets and the aviating, it's just so cool. You feel like you're in the flight, and it's awesome. You get, when shit gets tense, it's nail biting, and it's like, it gets real tense in some of the scenes in this film. The costume designing was really good. You could never really mess up on that. The makeup wise was great. The song by Lady Gaga was pretty good. I didn't hate it, you know. I get annoyed with some songs that just out of nowhere, just like a girl starts singing, but like, it's Top Gun. They did it in the original, they did it now, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. If I liked it then, when I liked it, Take My Breath Away, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one, and I do. I like the Lady Gaga song, and I thought it was great. I thought it fit well to that film. But it's just amazing. And by the end, even by the end, you're like clapping. It's just like such a beautiful moment. When things just collide, you feel so much relief, you know? You don't feel that in movies these days. You only feel that when, like, during the 70s and the 80s of film, where, like, by the end, you're just like, yeah! Like, you don't see that in films these days. These days, you don't feel that, like, oh, yeah, by the end. And it's great. Especially, I mean, yeah, you feel that with Marvel movies, but, like, when it's not a Marvel movie, it's like, yeah. Because not many movies like that exist where it's, like, original and it gives you that feeling of just happiness by the end, and you crying tears. I almost teared up by the end of this film, without a doubt. I almost teared up because it's really emotional and stuff, especially when it comes with Val Kilmer and stuff like that. It was just sad. It's just so nice, you know what I mean? They did him perfect. And I was like wondering, like, oh, how are they gonna do this scene? How are they gonna do it? And they did it great. Like, when you think like, oh, this is how they're gonna f it up, they don't. So by the end of this movie, I have no issues. And by the movie, I'm like, I love every minute of it. I had such a blast watching it. It's just such a fun time watching Top Gun. And like I said, it's just all around had a great time with it. And I have very little to no complaints with this film. I love Tom Cruise. I feel like him as his career, he's gotten better and better with all his films. And I'm happy for that. The story is very good. The thing is, this is the thing, it's not complicated. You know, there's movies that try to be really good and it's very complex. I love that this movie is very simple, because it's just a simple movie. It doesn't need that much of a thought, but you're just loving it because it's just, everything is done so well. Like, it's just done so well that you're just happy that a movie like this, 25, because they movies up so many times where they do a film from like 20 years ago and they just ruining it. You know, they ruin it. And now to see a film like this is a movie that you show directors like, hey, yo, if you're gonna do a remake of a film or a sequel to a film that came out 20 years ago, this is how you do it. And if you're gonna do it, hire Joseph Kosinski, because he's been very consistent with his sequels. Like he's done 2 sequels of their movies that they're better than the original. So I'm thinking like, oh, this guy's a great director, and he's just getting better and better. And I'm very much looking forward to his career, and I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on him. And I'm very much looking forward to what he does. But yeah, when it comes to the rating of this film, it is without a doubt a 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. I can't wait to own it on Blu-ray, and it's awesome. Like, I can't say it enough. Go, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Go watch it with your friends. Go watch it with your family, because it's so much fun. You're not gonna get bored. You know, yeah, slower parts and all that, but it's written so well. You don't give. At the end, you're just like happy, and by the end of the movie, I was very much happy, and I was very much delighted by this film. So yeah, a 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, that is my review for Top Gun Maverick. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next review. Peace.